Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so even though it hasn't been an official announcement who Terence Crawford's next fight will be if he decides to join the PBC, now rumor has it that Terence Crawford has signed a 2-fight deal with the PBC, and hopefully one of those fights will include a super showdown with Errol Spence. Now, Terence Crawford so far has been linked to 2 possible opponents, Keith Thurman and or Danny Garcia, whichever one happens first. Now, the latest rumor is that in his PBC debut, that Terence Crawford could be facing Danny Garcia in July, and basically a long anticipated bout that should have happened like 3 years ago. Now, keep in mind, Danny Garcia was offered allegedly $3 million to face Terence Crawford, but he elected to take less money to face Adrian Granados. And Terence Crawford went on to face Amir Khan, and there's a rumor about how much Amir Khan actually got paid. But nevertheless, you know, people use that as an excuse to downplay Terence Crawford and the Amir Khan fight and Terence Crawford and Danny Garcia. But, you know, that's black people for you, you know. But, you know, that's been proven based off how they reacted to this Will Smith thing. But nevertheless, Danny Garcia, many people believe with common sense that he's been reluctant to get in the ring with Terence Crawford. Now, keep in mind, they got a little bit of history from his father saying disrespectful remarks about Terence Crawford, calling him a nappy head and all that kind of stuff, which he got a complete pass for saying that. But then they try to play that ancestry card, or the, you know, Puerto Ricans are all black, which that ain't true, which he said out of his own mouth that he is a European Hispanic Puerto Rican. That came out of Angel Garcia's mouth. He basically said that he wasn't black. But nevertheless, once again, you had black people caping for him when he was calling, you know, Keith Thurman all kind of, nevertheless. But let me get back to the actual fight. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Danny Garcia is coming off a loss in 2020 to Errol Spence. So this would be his first fight since losing a unanimous decision to Errol Spence. Now, Keith Thurman, on the other hand, is coming off a victory. I'm not going to say a sensational victory. Coming off a victory from Mario Barrios. So they're basically linking either Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia to Terence Crawford, which to me, I think the more intriguing fight, or the more interesting fight, or I think the more sellable fight would probably be Terence Crawford versus Danny Garcia, depending on where you put that fight. Terence Crawford is going to be the A side, so more than likely that would be a Las Vegas fight. Worst case scenario, they would bring that fight to the Barclays, because you've been hearing rumors that the PBC owes the Barclays some fights, and they wasn't able to book fights for different type of reasons. But nevertheless, I'm gonna keep it 100, and I'm going on record to say this: Terence Crawford is gonna stop Danny Garcia if they fight. He's gonna stop him. That's real talk. Now, the problem will be is the aftermath after Terence Crawford stops Danny Garcia. I think the excuse book will open up again, because, you know, that was, you know, keep in mind, this is what you heard about Terence Crawford going into the Sean Porter fight. Remember, they said Terence Crawford was ducking Sean Porter. He was scared to fight him. And then when the fight happened and the fight ended the way that, you know, some people didn't anticipate, you know, which they was surprised that Terence Crawford stopped Sean Porter, then a new narrative came. Man, it's going to be a new one when Terence Crawford stops Danny Garcia if they decide to face off in July. But, you know, I'll keep you posted. If something happens, I'll let you guys know. I'm going to do some phone calls, and I'm going to text some people, and I'm going to see what's up. Anyway, this your boy Town Biz. I'm out.